You know what? I think we need to start doing
What?
as athletes, rappers, celebrities.
Why do I feel like you're gonna say the BS
Hey, listen,
right now?
no, for real.
What? Go.
You need to stop getting with these girls that's waiting at the front of the line at the club. Get you one of these ghetto girls. I'm telling you, you need to go to the ghetto and get one. This is to taking over the game. All right, everybody, welcome to Truth After Dark.
Do you think that men or women are more toxic? This episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. It is the holiday season, the best time of the year for sports. Bowl games, basketball matchups, playoff pushes, it is all happening at once. And while you and I are out here making decisions every day, what gifts to buy, what to eat, which game to watch, there is one place where it feels so good to be right, and that's PrizePicks, baby.
Yeah, the first time I tried PrizePicks for basketball, I was hooked. It was available in 45 states, including California, Texas, Florida, and Georgia. I jumped and made a lineup, and suddenly watching the games got way more exciting.
I know that feeling. I started picking more on Jason Tatum's points, and just watching those players' projections hit made the games feel so good. Like I felt alive. Assists, threes, total points, more, and more, baby. Get into that. And the best part, my friends didn't even know who to watch in the game. Now they're texting me every week asking who I'm taking more or less on. How about that? PrizePicks just makes watching basketball more hype for everyone, okay?
PrizePicks is unique because you can pick more or less on all the stats you care about. Points, rebounds, assists, three-pointers, even turnovers. I love that you could track all the way players impact the game.
And my favorite part, stacks. You can pick the same player up to 3 times in one lineup. So if you're confident about Steph Curry, you can take more on points, 3-pointers and assists, all in one lineup.
Join millions of users and sign up for America's #1 fantasy sports app.
Download the PrizePick app today and use code TAD to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code TAD to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, baby, okay? And it feels so good to be right. I love being right. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to another episode of The Truth After Dark. I'm your host, Azar Farideh.
And I'm the truth, Paul A. Pierce.
Okay.
The A stands for Anthony.
You feeling good tonight? You got the feet out. You got the ring on,
Yeah,
honey.
I'm just feeling relaxed. It's after dark.
You're relaxed. You're after dark. I
It's
love
after
it.
dark.
I
Yeah.
love it. Okay, you have the ring on. I've never seen that.
Yeah, I never brought this out.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
this is
feeling
like
fancy?
a ring I got in. They gave it to me at an exhibition game in China.
Okay, cracking.
It's not the championship ring, but it looks nice, so I wore it.
It is nice. It's very nice. So today we have a very special episode because we are going to actually be talking about all of our fan topics and questions that they have submitted. So I'm super excited because everything you'll hear today is from a fan. So if you submitted a question, then listen for it on this episode because we might be answering your question tonight. So we'll get started. So one of the first questions that someone asked was why rappers, athletes, and celebrities recycle the same women. And I do see that a lot. I notice like the same women are the same women that be getting dated all the time. And it's like, I wonder why.
I'll tell you this. I think they recycle the same women because they are all like in the same circles. Because like think about this, most rappers, athletes, and celebs try to date like the most beautiful women
Right.
who are always in the same spots that they are in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then like you see an athlete or a celebrity or a rapper, he walk into the club, she gonna be positioning herself to be right there.
Right.
Oh, okay. He be right there, her and her girls. And then if you notice that the beautiful girls, they always become friends with other beautiful girls. So they be call themselves, let me get me a crew. So then if they got a crew, like 2 or 3 girls, let's say a celebrity walk into the club, he see them, like, hey, y'all come with me. Come sit in my section. They always positioning themselves, and then they be like, what's up? And then, it's like every city is like that. The girls, and then most of the time, these girls that be with the other beautiful girls, they friends, like, but they really become friends with them just for that reason.
Yeah.
They be like, I'm gonna get me some cool, I'm gonna get me a bad crew. So, we can get at these tables, girl. We gonna go to LA, Vegas, New York, and I'm gonna snatch me up one of these ballers because we gonna get in and, when it's over there, it's never ending. They in every city, and then sometimes, these cats don't even know this is what's his name, X, or this is that. But then when they find out, it's like, I ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying?
It's like how Kanye or like whoever, like rappers always talk about how like they want a woman that's not all touched or been with all these men. But I feel like, well, Kanye now is with somebody who probably nobody touched. But I still feel like you men get with these same women that position themselves to meet them because they're rich and famous. And then they're upset and they're complaining about women. And it's like, well, you're not meeting a woman that cares about you. They're literally positioning themselves to meet you, hanging out with women to meet you, going to the club to meet you, not because of your personality, not because they like who you are as a person. No, they're going to catch the first person, that they get. And then they be on the internet and all these people complaining and she did this and she was lying, she was da-da-da. And it's like, why do you think that? You're not meeting women of quality and substance. Not to say none of those women are, because some might be. But a lot of them just want you for X, Y, and Z and to give a name for themselves too. That's why they be blasting men and doing this, because you want a name for yourself and you want to create that name. So I just say, men, they have to try to branch out and figure some other shit out, because the same women recycling that are ran through is getting played.
No, but the thing is, they look at this generation and even in past generations, they look at it as a flex.
Yeah.
They look at it like, oh, this is, what's her name, X? Man, she mine now. So say a rapper got your ex, she gonna rap about it. Yeah. So that athlete, he gonna post it, oh, I snatched your,
But if you can snatch, how you get them is how you lose them. If you snatch someone up, someone else can snatch her up too. Once you fall off, right now, once something happens, she's on to the next. It's just period.
But now I'm up now. I'm up right now. I'm up one. You know what I'm saying? I'm up one. And don't let it be like a ops. Like, oh, cats be like, oh, that's the ops ex. Let me go. Let me see what's up.
You know what J. Cole says? Shout out to the LA women. Shout out to the LA hoes. Real men can tell the difference. Shout out to it that knows. Real people recognize real. That's all I'm gonna say about that. And I feel like that's why we're in a gender war. And this is actually the next question that people are asking. What is up with the gender wars between men and women? And where do you think that this is stemming from? Like a lot of people were talking about this in the comments when we asked about what we should speak on.
Yeah, I think just the gender wars, we're fighting for like a median ground, because it's like, we have these topics too about who's the prize, or who's, who gets what and who gets this, and I'm not wording it right, but like the gender war is like about whose role is what, and it's getting to the point to where we like, men are struggling. It's a power struggle, because you have more women who are doing their thing now, and more masculine women. So now there's a clash between the masculine man and the masculine women.
And there's way more feminine men, period, point blank. Men are painting nails, wearing dresses, rappers. Like, all these men are becoming extremely feminine.
Yes, absolutely.
And I think that the roles have reversed. Yes. And there's way more feminine men and way more masculine women. Yeah. And I think that there will always be that power struggle when you have those roles reversed, because that's not how it's meant to be. Period, point blank.
Well, the key for a masculine man is to find a feminine woman. And, it works that way.
Yeah.
Those two work. And then for the feminine man to find a masculine woman, because, I have friends that, I know a man that just let his woman run everything. And I was like, oh yeah, she wear the drawers in this one.
Yeah.
I see who wear the pants in this relationship. But that's what works. He needs that structure from her.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I get
damn. And as a man like myself who watches that, and I didn't understand it at first because I was like, man, stop letting her run over you. And I'm like, man, whatever, this is what it is. She says I can't go there, I can't. Like, I'm like, damn, I gotta be in my room when she calls when we're on the road. I'm like, dog, don't you make the money? Don't you run the household? Damn, like what? Like, come on, dog. But that's what worked and kept them together. But then I just never get it because I never saw that growing up. Or, men was always taught to be the man.
Yeah.
And it was just like, damn, so, but it is what it is. And like you said, we're living in a times where more men have a lot of feminine tendencies and a lot of femininity that need a masculine woman. And there's nothing wrong with that.
But I want to be clear because I feel like people also conflate the two where they're like, if a man is vulnerable, he's feminine. And I don't agree with that. Like, or if a man can speak on things emotionally, then he's feminine. Like, they have so much like, oh, if a man is doing hookah and all that stuff.
That no longer exists like it used to.
Well, no.
Because more men show their feelings than ever before.
No.
Well,
but
like you said it. You said it like there's more feminine men.
I have said that, but I'm saying that there's a lot of women who still on the internet every day. Oh, if he's smoking hookah, he's fat sassy. If he's putting his mouth on a hookah and sucking it, that's a sassy man. If he's drinking he's
hookah.
Sassy. Right. That's what I'm trying to. My point is,
I don't care what nobody say.
That's
who is that
you.
woman?
But what I'm saying is, there's a lot of people on the internet that are conflating what's sassy and what's a man, and it's like you can't. And I feel like it's the same thing with women. I feel like women who are more like independent or like are working and doing things and trying to like be a boss in this world, they're like, oh, you're masculine, but it's not true. Like, there's a lot of dynamics and aspects to women and men that people are just labeling these days so loosely. And it's like, you don't know this person and how they are in their intimate relationships. So I think we just, for the gender war, do you feel like you're a part of the problem with the gender war, with your platform and what you say?
Sometimes. I say
At least
some
you're
things.
honest.
Yeah, like I admit, like
okay.
maybe I do say some things that come across like but like I love the old school ways.
Yeah.
That's because that's where I come from.
And you're older.
And I'm older. And so things have changed and
Yeah.
I have to start adjusting to like how things are and how women are talked to and treated and the things that are said and I understand that. Am I gonna shy away of my beliefs? Not completely, but I will bend. I will bend them and I'll make adjustments. But I know I've come on this platform and kind of offended women, but like on the overall, when you look at the big picture of it, this is like not me speaking all the time. This is me kind of like speaking for the men that I hear this stuff from. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And that's like, these are like the guys who talk like this that I sometimes be around. And so like when I call an older woman cooked, I'm hearing it. I'm hearing it from these men. I'm like, they constantly saying it. So I'm like, damn, is it a belief? Is it really that? You know what I'm saying? And you kind of like sometimes are a product of your environment. So
I feel like though too, it holds weight if it's coming from you versus maybe all these other people. You're creating a voice for them and you're creating a platform for them. So I would say you could correct them instead of condone what they're saying.
Well, it's not all negativity, but sometimes I say things that men want to say but don't say.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? They feel how I feel, but don't know how to express it. And so what they'll do, they'll play it in front of their women. I actually heard guys like, I had to play this for my girl. I don't know how to say it, so I had her listen to it, P. And, you know, that's what, you know, I'm trying to give men, the men who are afraid, who men who are just kind of like not as outspoken as I am, a voice to like, hey, be a man. Chest up, chin out, bro.
So you
Like,
think that includes you telling men to, a lot of things that you say, you think like example, like cheat on your girl.
I don't believe that.
So I'm playing this
actually.
in front of my girl because I cheated on her. Paul Pierce is saying cheat on your girl to prove if you love him. I'm playing this for my girl because
Yeah,
she's older and I want to
that's-
make her feel away. Oh, you're cooked, or you're past 30.
That's
What is
like-
that? How is that
that's-
positive for me?
That's not positive, and it's not good advice to deliberately cheat on your girl. It's like some men that I've been around that found out if their women really love them, stuck around through that. And that's where that kind of came from. It wasn't me giving those instructions, but it was like there's different ways to find out if your woman loves you.
Yeah.
You know, especially, and this is like for men more in my position, I think, because we absolutely deal with fakeness and
Yeah.
women that chase the money and chase the fame and chase the clout. And it's like, damn, all right, you chasing something that's like dirty, like, and we know it too, but we are dumb as men.
But
And,
and
like
that's
we're hold on,
Okay.
we're dumb. We're dummies as men because
you
we're
repeat
so
that?
visual and we're like, oh, we like that.
Yeah.
You don't know if you like that. You just looking at that. Oh, I'm gonna marry her. You don't know that, dog. You just looking at her and her looks, and you see her how she hold her cup. Once you, like, man, you're gonna get yourself in trouble with that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we don't realize. And so, you know, as men, especially men of like high value, or you know, men in a kind of like leadership position, or men in like celebrity type of role, it's like, how do you really know?
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, of course.
Do you believe in like intuition?
Do I believe in
Yeah.
intuition? Yeah, I have a very strong intuition.
So having a strong intuition should definitely play a part in knowing if your woman loves you, right? Because I feel like for me, when I'm around somebody long enough, I can tell if they're genuine and I can tell if they're fake. And I think you basically said that you know, but you're dumb because you want the look, right?
Well, we like other things, your qualities, like that a woman brings. Like, well, you know, it's a lot of guys in my position that know they're with girls that's in it for the money.
Right.
But she does all the right things, and so
Right.
you live with it.
You live with it, but you know. So
But
there's not
so
a
in the
real
back
test
of your
that you
mind,
have to give.
you know,
Yeah.
like, damn, you know what, she cool, you know, she doing all this and that and being nice, you know, and you like that good feeling right now.
Right.
But you know when shit turns left, man, she ain't gonna hold you down.
Right. So that's more of a you problem than it is a
And
woman problem.
but the men in that position also feel like, you know, they got the pick of the litter. So like once this wear off, I'll get one just like this. That's
Yeah, you can
it's like a
keep-
lease.
Yeah, you
I know
can
this
keep
is not
switching
to
it
own.
out
They
if you
gonna
want,
just-
or you can actually use your intuition and decide that you're gonna be with somebody that actually loves you instead of trying to do all these tests for someone who you already know doesn't even rock with you like that. I think that's
Yeah.
the difference. I feel like people know and people decide to stay, and then they become jaded and hurt for the next person. And then what happens is you're the right person, but you become the wrong person because you've been hurt and jaded and lied to, and now your trust is broken, and the right woman might come in your life and you might mess that whole thing up because you are still living with all the past of all the women who did you dirty. And now you're projecting that onto this new person who's actually in it for the love. So you're really causing harm to yourself by staying in things that no longer serve you and staying around people who are not in it for you. And I can imagine it's hard being someone who has all these things, but at the same time, it's like you should use your intuition as a person.
This is what I will tell you. Men look for women that like they say, all right, especially, I'm talking for like the guys who are like celebrities, because we brought that athletes, celebrities, and rappers, like, they look for women that they can share memories with.
Okay.
Like, because it gets to the point, it's like you fly your friends everywhere, your boys, and it's just like, damn, I want to share this with a woman. You know, you don't want to do the shit by yourself. You want to like, damn, I want to have this experience with a woman. You know, when I started getting older, I was like, man, I need to be able to share this. I want to go someplace, travel the world and do something, and I need somebody. And even though he knows she in it for that, I just want somebody there to see it, to share it with. It was at that point.
That's sad, honestly.
It is sad.
That's very sad.
It is sad.
It's
but
very
you are
sad.
in that position. It's sad. When you look at guys, think about this. You look at guys like Kevin Durant, who's like one of the most famous basketball players, one of the greatest basketball players that ever lived. And, he's not married, no kids, but he like says like, man, it's hard out here. Like, how am I like trust a woman like that, just like know what I am, know what I do, know what I can do for her, and do all these things. And it's like, damn, how do you like settle down with somebody who is going to be loving you for who you are? And it's just like, all right, whatever. You know what? I'm going to just do me. I know a lot of athletes like that. Like now we're in a generation where the athletes, they not going no more. They like, man, I'll be single the rest of my life. I'll spend my bread on me and my family, and I ain't even tripping off these hoes.
Yeah. What I will say is, I think even as a woman, that is for women who are genuine and actually want genuine love, I think that's why women like me, even like I would rather be with someone who is not all of that and has that chip on their shoulder, and it's just like a regular person who doesn't want to test you and see if you really love them.
What's a regular person?
You're saying celebrities, athletes. I'm not saying the celebrities aren't regular people,
but I'm
they're
saying
not.
High value men too.
Whatever that means. I hate when people say high value men, because it's just like high value men, high value women. Someone that's different for everyone. It's perspective. Perception is reality. What I look at as high value, you may not see it that way. So for me, someone that just has a normal life that isn't like, this person's trying to use me, I'm going to test everything about them. Like where it's like, yo, like why do I come into a relationship having to prove myself or prove I love you every second, when it's like, in reality, how is that fair for the counterpart? Like you guys as celebrities and athletes choose to be with women who don't love you because you're lonely and you want to share memories and you don't really value having that real partnership, it seems like. So it feels like maybe that is a good match, because it's the same thing. If you do get a real woman that really rocks with you, then she has to be up against a test every day. Like, do you love me? Like, you know what I mean? So it just seems like maybe that's the cheat code. Maybe that is the cheat code.
You know what I think we need to start doing as athletes, rappers, celebrities.
Why do I feel like you're going to say the BS right now?
No, for real.
What? Go.
You need to stop getting with these girls that's waiting at the front of the line at the club. Get you one of these ghetto girls. I'm telling you, you need to go to the ghetto and get one. I'm trying to tell you. She is going to rock with you.
She going to rob you.
She going to mess with you. She going to mess with you because of who you are, but she going to be so appreciative because she ain't been messing with all these other rappers and celebrities. Get you one of them decent girls from the hood. I'm talking about she do everything, cook, clean, do all that. She live in a 1-bedroom apartment with like 5 people with her mama. Still with her mama. And she sleep on the couch. Find you one like that. That's what you really need to do. That one right there ain't gonna never leave you. And you can make her, you can uplift her.
I'm crying.
Shoot, I'm trying to tell you. You can uplift that one. It don't matter what race either. It ain't got to be black. It could be any race. Them ones go shoot. Them the ones that's gonna be, man. Find you one that's sleeping on the couch. If she ain't sleeping on the couch, then, man, that ain't the one.
She ain't never going to leave you because she don't want to go back to sleeping on the couch.
She don't want to go back to that couch.
So that's the same scenario you're creating. Another woman that's dependent on you for other things other than the love.
She going to show appreciate. The ones that sleep on the couch is going to hold accountability.
Yeah, they're going to
hold. And that's going to hold her, and they're going to give you that AA baseball. Accountability,
Your advice is so out of pocket.
Accountability
Okay,
and what's the other A?
appreciation.
Appreciation. Right.
Anyway, so now moving on, another person wants to talk about what about the friends that you have who could never be single? Like they're hopping from relationship to relationship. They never are single. They never take time to heal. They never take time with themselves. Like what do you think about that?
Well, I think those people have attachment issues.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they just like they are lost when somebody because they've been
Yeah.
in long-term relationships 2-3 years plus, and they used to somebody being there, and then when they don't have that, they jump into something real quick, and they make bad decisions most of the time.
Do you feel like you have ever been like that?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've made bad decisions. Like I think you learn
I've been like
from
that
your
as well.
bad decisions, you know. But the only way you get better is to make bad decisions.
Yeah, but also not just make bad decisions, but recognize your decisions and understand that everything you've been through is a learning lesson. So, you know, you got to take that time for yourself. Until you take that time for yourself, you don't really know what you like and what you want and what you'll tolerate and what you want to deal with, period. Because you're so used to being in a relationship that you don't know how to set boundaries or understand the things that you want. You know, like I did not, and I was one of those people when I was younger, and I've always was in like long relationships until I finally like took time for myself. And once I took that time, it made me make better decisions about my partners.
This is what I would say for you men and women when you are like that. This is what I will say. Don't stop looking for a relationship and stop looking for love.
Period.
I swear, every girl I ever been with, I wasn't even looking for her.
Yeah.
It just smacked me in the face. And, you know, I've always been a relationship guy, and I was in a journey to where I was like, man, I want to be alone. I'm never going to get in a relationship ever again. And I'm never, I love my peace, and I like being sitting on the couch watching TV and nobody complaining about this, needing attention for this. And, you know, like when I go pick up my remote, it's not where I put it because she done moved it. You know, you like, damn, that's feel good. That feel good. Like when somebody around that's moving your shit. Like that, people hate that. But then it was just like, damn. It smacks you in the face.
Yeah.
And every time you like, damn, I wasn't even intending on being with this chick. It was like, I wasn't even like looking for that shit. And then it just like, wow, next thing you know, you like with somebody.
Yeah.
So like, you know, when you have an opportunity to heal, do your shit, go by yourself, go to a restaurant, eat by yourself, go have a drink by yourself, go to the movies by yourself, travel by yourself. It's just a peace of mind. It helps you just like reset and look at the world different. And you know that you're like, you can exhale. That's a great feeling.
Yeah,
and then
for
when that
sure.
one person comes in your house, you ain't even gonna be looking for it. It's gonna be like right there. So
100%. And
That's
they
what I
also
like to
say,
say.
like, if you go to the grocery store hungry, you'll pick anything. You'll make bad decisions. But if you're already satiated and then you go,
What
you'll
was
pick
that
what's
word
right
again?
for you. Satiated.
okay, I learned a new word. I don't know what that means.
It means like you're not full and you're not hungry, you're satisfied.
Okay.
Yeah, like you're
There we
satiated.
go. Give me
yeah.
a new word. Satiated.
Yeah. So when you are satiated and you go, you can't go looking for something when you're desperate. You're going to pick anybody. First of all, you shouldn't be looking or you shouldn't be chasing because chasing is the opposite of attraction. You should be attracting everything that comes to you.
Yeah.
So you have to get out of that space of like desperation.
Damn. That's real. You gave me some good words. You gave me some
Anyways.
good advice.
This is the daily fantasy segment brought to you by PrizePicks, where you can win real cash by playing daily fantasy. Use code TAD and get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first 5. So today, for our segment, you have to tell me what is your fantasy when it comes to a woman in a relationship or not, just a woman that you're dealing with.
Ah, my fantasy. Well, my fantasy is more foot rubs, more feeding me, and less talk. More, and less.
I'm crying.
That's the fantasy right there.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
do men just want women not to talk or just talk less? Because that's what I hear men say all the time. They're just like, shut up. So you just don't want a woman to say nothing at this point.
No, just talk less.
Talk less, but what does that mean? Because I think that I'm going
do
to
more. Simple. We simple.
talk less and do more. Okay, that's crazy.
Just like the prize picks. Less and more.
Less and more. Okay. I heard that. I think for me, I would say my fantasy would be more communication, less like, what's the word for people who hold shit in? Like less holding stuff in, more communicating it and moving past it. That's what I would feel. Because I feel like men, they have a problem with like holding it and holding it and holding it, and then they're pissed off, and then it creates resentment.
Yeah.
When you could just tell someone little stuff, like, hey, I hate when you do that. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. You know, that's a big thing.
Yeah. Okay, so more of what and less of what?
More communication,
Okay.
less withdrawing communication, less holding stuff in,
All right.
and
That's your
building
fantasy?
resentment. Yeah, because in all my
It's a
relationship, men don't
fantasy.
do that. Yeah, that's a fantasy. I fantasize about having someone that's vulnerable and communicative. Yes, and women love that.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be rubbing feet down, but if I'm gonna do something like that, then more romance.
There we go.
The more romance,
What is
candles.
What's romance?
Okay, like sweet, thoughtful things, candles, flowers, like once a month flowers. I don't think that's a lot to ask for. Like little stuff that makes a woman feel like feminine and like happy. Like, oh, wow, you thought of me. You know what I mean? Just little stuff. It doesn't have to even include money.
Yeah.
You know, just little stuff. I would think more romance is important in a relationship.
If a man was like, hey, I'm going to give you so much money every 2 weeks, that ain't romance.
I think that's romantic.
I would give you more.
So much romantic as well,
Damn,
because
that's
you're
nice.
taking care of me. I think yes. If a man is taking care of you and stuff, like that's romance. But even when I'm just talking about like little things of just like being thoughtful, and I think women should be that way too. I don't think it's just a man. I think women should do little gifts and little thoughtful things, and I think men should do that too. And again, it doesn't have to involve money. It could just be like, I cooked for you and lit the candles up, or I ran you a bath and there's rose petals in there. I picked you a flower from outside.
Yeah.
Little stuff.
I think romance, true romance, is something that doesn't cost anything.
Exactly. I agree.
So, like, flowers cost.
You can go pick flowers
Where?
outside. So what do you? What would you? What?
Out there,
Okay,
I
okay.
gotta spend some gas money. now.
So what about like running a bath,
That doesn't cost money.
taking someone out the bath, oiling them down,
Yes, that's
massaging them.
I gotta
like,
buy the oil.
Putting. So don't have oil then. Just rub them down.
Spit.
Spit on them.
free.
Spit on them. And then get some, put on a favorite movie, like little cute stuff. Just having like
But I
quality
gotta have a
time.
subscription to something.
Well, if you don't have like you have a subscription. People have a
That costs
subscription.
money.
That's not nothing to do with nothing. You're not getting the
All
subscription.
right, I'll
for
tell you
Tell
what
me.
doesn't cost money.
Tell me, please.
That's romantic. Because everything you're doing,
That's
is
not
saying,
everything I'm
you're
doing
talking
is
about
romantic.
is saying
Okay.
costs something at some point.
Okay, you tell me.
So like
Tell me.
head rubs,
Okay.
back rubs, and
Okay.
scratches. You know what I'm saying? Like say if I painted your fingernails, because girls always gonna have fingernail polish, always.
Painting your fingernails is
That's like
crazy. What? No.
That'd be dope.
That's not on. I don't rock with that because for me, I go to a nail artist to get my
Yeah,
nails
but
done
like, y'all, you
professionally.
don't care about. You about to get your nails done tomorrow. He was like, "Let me try to do it," and y'all just sitting there on the couch,
Okay, I think that's
sitting
cool.
next to the fire.
Okay, that costs money. What kind of man are you to have a fireplace? You have to have a house and a fireplace.
you already
Not
got
everybody
that.
has that.
You already-
But
he
you
already
already
got
got the subscription for the movie then. So don't try to run me. You already have an oil or a lotion. If you're not putting on lotion as a black man already, or an oil,
I don't wear lotion.
you wear oils or something for sure. I'm sure
yeah,
you do.
I wear a coconut.
Yeah, so don't try it.
All right.
You can do things without money, and I think like rubbing someone down is a daily thing. Like in a relationship, I'm rubbing my person down every day that I see him. So I don't know that that's romance. I think it is. It's nice. It's
That's
intimate.
romance.
It's romance, but it's like something that I'm daily gonna be doing around my
Thoughtful
person.
words.
Yeah, I think thoughtful words are nice.
There we go.
But I think with men sometimes, like y'all want us to talk less. So sometimes like as a woman, you'll say all these things thoughtful, and the man will just be like, cool, thumbs up, great. Like you be like, whatever. A woman say more of that. We need men to say more thoughtful things. Like if a man was to come and just be like, babe, I love you, this, da, 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 that like to a woman means so much because men don't do that often.
Okay.
So it's like little things like showing your appreciation through words and communication for a woman is like, wow, he said that, that hits. So that doesn't cost a dime.
Okay.
So anyways.
Free game for y'all.
Free game, okay? But anyways, thank you to our good friends at PrizePicks, America's #1 sports picks app. Use code TAD and get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first 5. So another thing is, what do you think the difference is between having a trauma bond? Do you know what like a trauma bond is?
Tell me what a trauma bond is.
So trauma bonding is basically when you meet someone and you guys are both in it. Like let's say you're in a really bad space and you meet someone else and they might have a lot of bad stuff going on or they're a negative person and you guys bond over that trauma. So you have this attachment based on all of your trauma and it's this negative relationship, but it's not really real love, right? So have you been in a trauma bonded relationship?
No. I think trauma bonding, as you explain it, is like more of like, girls do that with each other all the time. First of all, they bond over each other, trying y'all go out and like 6 of y'all going through the goddamn same things and just be like telling men like how bad they are. And then now she meet a man that's going through the same thing he went through with their relationship. That's unhealthy.
Yeah, but relationships are like that too, where two people either bond over their trauma or one person manipulates the other person based on their trauma.
Oh yeah, men do that all
Yeah,
the time.
yeah.
Men take advantage of the girl all the time.
That's
I see that. Like
traumatized,
she
yeah.
traumatized, he gonna take her and
Yeah.
be like, oh yeah, we gonna do hey.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. I for sure have been in a trauma bonded relationship before, and I feel like, it
Took
was
advantage of you.
yeah, but
While you was like kind of like in a like.
I was in a messed up state of mind, yeah. And then I was definitely in a relationship where I felt like, it was a trauma bond.
It was a relationship or
It was
like
a full
hookup?
relationship. I don't have like a lot of hookups, but it was a full
lot.
relationship for years.
Okay.
And it was definitely trauma bonded. And as a relationship, I wasn't getting better. Sometimes you have to take inventory of a relationship. Like, am I getting better or worse in this situation? And I gained all that weight, not to say that that's his fault.
So the trauma bonding had you doing that?
But I'm not going to blame him. I always am going to blame myself.
Yeah.
It's never going to be, but it was definitely a trauma bonding situation. He saw that I'm traumatized. He was like, oh, and he took advantage of that and really manipulated me, and it was bad.
How you know that was his intent?
It may not have been his intention to
So
do
like-
that, but I feel like it was based off of everything that went down. I can definitely know for sure.
Like he could have liked you because you was
No, he
attractive
could have
woman,
liked me.
and
He for sure
liked
liked
your
me.
vibe. So like let's stop coming out here and this using this internet and social media to say, oh, that's trauma bonding, that's love bombing. Like no, bro.
I know what you're saying about people misusing narcissistic and trauma,
Narcissist.
but
Like,
I
let's
will
stop
say that I
using-
genuinely know that was that situation.
Okay.
It was genuinely, and I'm not going to sit on here and explain why, but I did therapy and did a lot of work. That situation was definitely that, and women and men deal with that situation. You can't just dismiss it just because people misuse the word.
We come up with new terms every.
That's not a new
every 2 or
term,
3.
though.
Like,
And
I never heard
narcissism is
that.
not a new
well,
term.
We talking about trauma bonding. I never heard of that growing up.
Yeah, because also
I never heard of that in the last.
You know
5
who did
years.
hear about that growing up? White people. That's because in the black and brown communities, it was stigmatized to know anything about mental health, to talk about mental health, to talk
You on
about
your
relationships.
A game today. You using all these big words.
Stigmatized.
You on your A game
It's
today.
stigmatized is not a big word, Paul.
All right.
Anyways.
Trauma bond, stigmatized.
Okay, so another thing is that someone wanted to know is why are having, so Young Miami actually recently, I don't know if it's a recent post, but it resurfaced. She was talking about how she'll have a baby with a man if she got pregnant at any moment, but she won't marry him. And she's like, I don't get why people want to get married and not have a baby. So there's this whole idea that having a baby is a less commitment than marriage, and I completely disagree with that. I feel like having a baby is a huge commitment. I could divorce you and not have a kid and never have to talk to you again. Yeah, it might be some stuff with like money. I get that a man has to deal with or whatever. But when it comes to a baby, that's the rest of your life that you're dealing with that kid and that person. No matter what, you're always going to be connected to that person. That's my fear, because I don't have a kid, and that's been one of my fears of like, if I have a kid with this person, I have to look at this person for the rest of my life. I don't know that I want to do that. But would I get married? Possibly. That's still a fear of mine, but yeah, because you could divorce someone and not have.
You don't know if you want to look at your kid the rest.
Not the kid, the man.
You don't have to.
You do have to have a. You have to look at that man and deal with that man.
No, you don't.
Why wouldn't you?
Because I never dealt with my father.
That's horrible.
I know, but
that's
it's
your
like,
dad. We're not talking about your dad. I understand that,
but like, it's not a have to things because that's common.
Do you have to deal with the mother of your children?
Like, I choose to.
Yeah.
Because that's the man I am.
Right.
But there's so many cases to where these men and women don't even allow it. Women don't even, like, I don't even want you to see your father. No.
I would never.
I'm moving away.
But I would never do that to my child.
I understand. That's you. That's you. You can't speak for just you. You have to speak to what really happens, like a lot. You know, it happens a lot.
But what I'm saying is, if you're a decent person, you would not keep your child away from their parent.
That doesn't make you not a decent person.
Keeping your child away from the parent unless they're harming the kid, it's not great.
It's just like...
It's selfish. It's a very selfish decision.
Say that.
Okay,
Don't say they're
selfish.
A bad person or decent. It's just maybe it is selfish.
It's a very selfish decision.
But it happens, but like the kid, like you see how, like, all right, I'm not with the guy, but this is the joy of my world. And based on how he treated me and how he was, I don't even want him to mess up this joy. And this girl's got to move away.
But that's not right.
We don't know what's right.
I know that your dad, if they want to be in your child's life and they're not going to harm the child, or they're not like domestically abusive or crazy, you should give them the opportunity to have a relationship with their father or their mother. I think that that's a very self-driven position.
Toxic?
He's toxic to me.
What if he's a criminal?
What did I just
you gotta
say?
Understand
what did I just
there's
say?
certain circumstances that come into it to why women do that.
What did I just say?
What did you say?
I said unless there's circumstances that will harm the child.
Well, it doesn't mean because there's things doesn't mean you're going to harm the child. Like you act like criminals harm childs, like harm kids. Like he might be doing other things. He's just a criminal, but he might. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand. I've seen this. I've been around it. Like. It's like, and women take these kids away from men and just be like, I just wanted a child and move away. Never, like, it happens all the time.
I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. I'm saying that for me, in my opinion, on what I feel like is more of a commitment, I think having a child is more of a commitment to marriage. That is me now having a whole child that I raise, that I have to. People are saying that, oh, I'll have a baby by a man, but I won't marry a man. It's way more big a commitment to get married. I don't believe that.
Marriage versus a kid is more stressful.
We're not talking about stressful. We're talking about a commitment.
The commitment makes it stressful. The commitment makes it stressful.
So you believe that having a kid is less of a commitment?
I didn't say that.
I'm asking you. That's the question that I'm asking.
So babies versus a marriage commitment. Difficult? No, so the baby commitment is for the rest of your life. That's more of a beautiful thing than when you get married, you're gonna have feelings up and down. You're gonna have resentment that comes into play if y'all break up. There's like most of the time, mothers and their kid are not like that. So the baby makes more sense than the marriage.
Okay, that's your opinion.
Yeah, that's just my opinion.
And I think you have your everything you named about marriage was very like negative.
A marriage?
Yeah, you have a very negative perception of marriage.
The commitment to marriage is more stressful because you have ups and downs. more so than.
And you don't believe
like,
that you have
like a
ups and
kid.
downs raising
Well,
a kid
yeah,
as
you
a
do,
mother every
but
day?
like as a mother, as a father, like you don't understand how much joy that a kid brings.
Yeah, I can believe
on
that.
bad days. Like when you're having a bad day, it reflects on the marriage. It doesn't. It don't reflect. It reflects more on the marriage than the kid, because the kid gonna make you smile more so than your partner. Your partner is just gonna be like over there, like going through it with you.
That's sad. Okay.
It's not sad. It's just life.
No, I mean, I think that your view on things can be from maybe your experiences or whatever it is. But I will say that for me, I'm just thinking like, and this is what the person was saying in the comments, like, babies are such a big deal. Like, I take raising a child so seriously, like, and even just my nieces and my nephews that I helped raise and stuff like that. Like,
It's not the same thing. Trust me.
no, I know it's not the same as
not the
having a
same
child, but I'm just saying,
And
like,
you can't speak on my view on it because I'm speaking from a woman's point of view. Because I've seen that.
how you can't speak from a
Yes,
woman's
I
point
can,
of
because
view.
I've seen it. I've been
Yeah,
around
but you're
it.
not it. So you have to speak from a man's point of view.
No, I can speak on a woman's point of view when I've seen her, and I've seen it all
Okay.
the time around the kid.
Okay, that's fine at the end of the day. So that goes into dating people with kids. Do you feel like child support should change if one of the parents remarries? So let's say like you're paying someone child support and she remarries another man. Should your child support change?
Oh, man, I don't even know. That's a good question. If she remarries, should your child support change? I don't think men should be paying child support anyway.
Okay.
I think it should be like half the duties is more important than the child support. I think.
Okay.
Like
I agree.
yeah,
I agree with
like
that 100%.
if you keep the child for a month, I get them for a month.
I agree.
When they're with you, you pay for what they need. When they with me, I pay for what they need.
I agree with that.
You know, I just think half the duty.
I agree with that.
And I don't think child support should be a thing.
I think child support is for men who are not in the child's life at all. So like, and it's not by choice, like the woman taking the baby away. It's their choice. They don't want to be in the child's life for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
I think then they should pay child support because they're not supporting the kid financially. But I think if a dad or mother is like present and we're both getting the child 50-50, I don't get it.
Yeah, I
You
don't
pay your thing.
understand. Like, if we have 50-50 custody.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
And I got to pay child support.
I don't get that either.
Like, so I don't only have to pay for my time with the child, I have to pay for your time with the child. Like, it don't make sense to me.
It doesn't make sense to me either, if I'm being honest. I've
Like,
always wondered that. I'm like, if you're
the
available,
most stupidest thing ever. I'm thinking if I have half the time with them, I'll pay for my half of the time. When I'm with that child, food, clothing, all of that. Now it's your turn.
Yeah.
If that's what half custody is. See,
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah, well, and then Erica, actually, our friend Erica, she asked, what about dating people with kids who have bitter baby moms or baby daddies? Like, how do you feel about that? Or how do you navigate that?
Ask the question one more time.
Dealing with dating people and dealing with dating someone who has like kids and a bitter baby mom or bitter baby dad.
Yeah, I'm looking for the question.
I'm saying, like, how would you navigate
I don't know
that?
because I don't have that issue.
No, I'm saying, but what would you give someone advice on? Like, how would you navigate that situation? If you're dealing with someone who has like, who is, I guess, maybe upset that
you have another girl or have another guy.
Yeah. Or like
and
implementing
there's-
that person knowing
Man,
that this
that's
person
tough.
might be upset, you know, like,
I think at the end of the day, like you have to do and have conversation and say, hey, we're in this together.
yeah.
We have to do this for our kid. We're raising them together. Like, I understand we're not together no more, but we have a kid together.
Yeah.
Like, it's toxic for them to see us arguing or me not seeing the kid. That's toxic. Like, let's do what's best for the kid. Like, we always, it's selfish when one of the other ones is bitter. They don't want to do stuff because the other one's bitter. And it's like, dude, lady, like, remember the most important factor in all of this is the kids.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
You ain't got to deal with each other. Here, you know what? You ain't even got to get out the car. Here, drop them off right here. Boom. I got it. Like, if you don't want to see my face, a lot of, you know what families do that got money? They have like a house to where that's where the kid and you and that kid stay. And they have their own house. So the father have a house, the mama got a house, but they see the kid, father or something, they stay over here. Some rich families that do that.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know
Like they
what I'm
have
saying?
one house where the father goes over there when they're with the kids and the mother goes over there when they're with the kids? Is that what it is?
Yeah, something like that.
I see what you're saying. So the kids don't have to move around? Is that what it is?
No.
Oh.
Like they have a house just for that.
For
It's
what?
rich, it's some rich stuff.
No, but I'm curious now. For what? I'm
That's when
confused.
I spend my time with the kid at this house. Cause I have a girl.
Oh.
And I'm not with the kid full time, but I'll spend my time over here with the kid to where I'm not. They do stuff like that. I've seen it.
That's crazy then. So, but when do you just always keep the girl over there? Do you never implement the girl with the kid?
Well, eventually, maybe.
Okay. That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, thank you guys for joining another episode of The Truth After Dark. We appreciate you guys, and we appreciate you guys submitting questions that you want us to talk about and topics. Continue to tell us the things that you would like to hear from us and give us feedback, because we always are looking for that.
Yes, definitely. We had some stuff we wanted to go over, but we'll bring that to you next week.
Yeah, if we didn't answer your question, look out for it next week.
All right. Make sure you like, subscribe, because that always helps us with the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? YouTube, Spotify, Apple.
Yeah, all the streaming platforms.
Make sure you check us out and give us a review. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
that. Thank y'all. This is to taking over the game. All right, everybody. Welcome to Truth After Dark.
Do you think that men or women are more toxic?